Hello everyone, good evening. Yeah, I'm much more relaxed. Oh, sorry, 1 minute, my volume is a bit too loud. I'm just going to turn myself down. I'm much more relaxed now. Sorry about that, I was on my microphone from the VR. With the bullshittery complete, I've got a bit of a weight off my shoulders. So, yeah, a lot more chill. To be honest, I was so chill earlier this afternoon that I kind of forgot what I was doing with myself. All of the pressures of trying to get the project done. I was like, oh wait, I've got nothing to do now. I sat down at my desk. I'm like, quick, I've got to deliver the video. Oh wait, it's done. So I'm going to take a few days off just to relax and just to reset the mental batteries before the wind up to the next video begins. So yeah, I hope people liked it. I hope people liked the bullshittery. Fingers crossed. I think people seem to like it. So yeah. Right, so as for right now, again, I'm a little bit between games, but I may as well just pop into Kerbal, because I'm in a bit of a spacey mood, and, just see what I was doing. Truth be told, if you're not familiar with Kerbal Space Program, it's not the ideal game for chilling, at least in the end game, where it's like, oh Jesus, you got all these balls to juggle. So, we're going to have to be going through my notes to see if I can remember what the fuck I was even doing, and trying to succeed in what is very much the end game. Yeah. But yeah, no, I hope everyone's okay. Also, hang on, before I do anything, I have a few things next to me. Some things just arrived off Amazon. I'm just going to open them up. You might laugh at this. Hang on. So, well, sort of, David. It's more that, yes, it does have a sandbox, but the nature of the planets... or more specifically, the nature of the career unlocks mean that some planets are really off limits until you've got more science. Once you do, those later planets, typically further away, are very tricky, involving many challenges. Currently, I was working on the Joule system, which is the equivalent of Jupiter, and its many, many moons. In addition, I had several failed missions to Eve. Landing on Eve is fine, but taking off is a different matter entirely. Eve being Venus. And of course there's Dres, which is the equivalent of Ceres in the asteroid belt with its incredible inclination difference. And of course Elu, that I've never even been to. On the opposite side of the things, you've got Moho, which is Mercury. And I believe I was building a probe to go and explore it for the first time, but I'm going to have to check my notes to determine, what the fuck I was doing there, because it has been a while. Who is the artist for the channel? There isn't an artist for the channel pay. There are some artists I sometimes commission, but for the most part it's just volunteers. This one was made by... Good question. Normally they're named. Did I pick the unnamed one? Who made this? Oh, it says Franciska Mili. I think that might be on Twitter, maybe. Thank you, Frank. Thank you, Cigarette Lobster, and thank you, JD, and thank you, Red Rat Jack, and Sebaboy. Thank you, all of you. 1 second. Oh, and thank you, Ardinius. And Mary Magdalene. Hi there. Anyway, 1 second. Right. A few things have arrived, and you might laugh at me when you see what they are. First is a... Hang on a minute. Get my Stream Deck going. Right. Not the dog, she was already here. The first thing to arrive, some garden twine. Some green garden twine, which is rather sturdy. Then, some canvas bags, within which I'm going to be placing some fishing weights and tying them on to the twine, to attach both of them to number 3. Because for those who do not watch regularly, I've moved from the dingy flat that I used to live in, editing all the bullshitteries, into a bungalow. Thanks to your kindness, folks. I can never really repay you enough. You've been extremely generous to me. Thank you, Cigarette Lobster. Unfortunately, the bungalow has a flaw. Or rather, I perceive it to be a flaw. For someone decided, in their limited wisdom, to build a conservatory onto it. Not an extension, a conservatory. Or rather, it is an extension, but it's an extension that is also a conservatory. I believe some Americans viewing might be confused because apparently you do not call them conservatories. I'm describing a... What did you call it again? You had a weird name for it. Imagine a greenhouse, but made... Do you call it a sunroom? Like, all the walls are made of glass. All the roof is made out of glass, essentially. Yeah. Anyway, someone built a sunroom, and then in their limited wisdom, they did not put any sort of door or any sort of ceiling device between that and the rest of the building. So what's happening is that as the heat wave is hitting the UK, I'm boiling. This whole house warms up very quickly. You might have seen me struggling this morning in VR. I was really struggling. It was very, very warm. Anyway, point is, the bags with weights and the string attached to the bags are going to go onto this large 4 meter by something meter tarp, which I'm going to see if I can awkwardly fling over the top of the conservatory from a ladder in a sort of bolus type setup, because there's no way I can get around to the back of the conservatory. So I'm going to see if I can fling this in such a way that it will stay weighted, and I can tie down one side, of course, because it's facing me in the ladder, but the other side is just house. You know, I can't get to there. So I'm going to see if I can maneuver it in such a way that I can fucking get the sun off the glass to put some tarp, just to try and bloody... I'm cooking. I'm actually cooking. It's so hot. Yeah, it's so staggeringly hot. So even if it does not work, at least it's cheap at the very least. So that tarp was 11 quid. So obviously fixing the conservatory is going to be much more expensive, and it's going to take time. But shit. Yeah, hopefully the tarp does not get stuck. Thank you, the Coolio Julio, and thank you, Cigarette Lobster. Thank you very much. Right. Okay, so let's go into Kerbal. 1 second, close that. I'll start the music in a minute. Hang on, close that. Right. Does the conservatory not have blinders? Nope. No blinds, no shutters, no awning, nothing. Just glass. Just glass everywhere, attached to the living room like a limpet. Right. Hang on, going into the game. Yeah, it's awful. It's just so stinkingly hot. Alright. And no aircon. Well, there is an air conditioning unit in this room, in this office, on the other side of the building. But obviously it's not gonna... doesn't help the entire building. Okay. Written, no, it's the United Kingdom. Air conditioning is exceedingly rare, owing to the small nature of the buildings, and you're a homeowner 20 to 30 years ago. You've only got a limited amount of money for home improvements. Do you get air conditioning? No. It's a ridiculous idea. Why would you get air conditioning? Our summers last about 3 weeks, are mild, and then it's back to freezing cold temperatures again. It's the UK. So no, most buildings in the United Kingdom, the idea of air conditioning was ridiculous, like 20, 30 years ago. Unfortunately, climate change, so we're going to have to adapt. Right. Enrico says, aside from the cooking effect, do I like the conservatory? Sadly, yeah. I do really like it. I was cooped up in that flat, so to have a lovely view of the sky, I must admit, I'm going to be saddened to lose it if I have to put a proper roof over it. But yeah, it's just too warm. The climate in the United Kingdom has changed dramatically, so it's too warm. Right. Okay, 1 second. Good, we have Kerbal. So, welcome back to the Space Center. Moho probe debris, that's a really bad sign. Okay, let's go to the tracking station and then open up my notes and see what we're doing. No, Merrick, I don't know about any sort of Battlestar game. Ooh, there's a Battlestar game? Okay. So what were we doing? The Moho probe, yo. Aha, what's that there? In 2 years, there appears to be... Okay, looks like we've got a bit of a wait. A 2-year wait. So I've already planned the maneuver. Let's have a look at the Moho probe. Right. Let's load it up. Okay. So here, yeah, we're sending a... Oh, look at that. It's not just an itty-bitty probe. It's a full-on rover. Okay. So it appears I was attempting to send a rover down to Mercury, a place I've never been to before. It's been launched. It's in an an interplanetary orbit here. It's going down to meet it. But, yeah, I'll have to check the notes to find out exactly what I did. But it looks like we're in for a bit of a wait. Wait, is that accurate? Moho probe, yo. That's ticking up. Did we miss the node? Go back to the tracking station. Let's have a look. Trouble is, there's a lot to Kerbal, so I can easily miss stuff. Zoom out. Select the Moho probe. Right, Moho probe. So that's, what's that then? So 2 years. Is it ticking up? No, it's in 2 years, isn't it? And what's that? That's 2 years at year... Yes, it's still away. So why is it not on the thing? Alarm. There we go. Now it is. I don't know why it wasn't on there. So this one will be the Moho probe. What is that? That's a... it's not an inclination... No, it is an inclination fix. I don't know what it is. Moho probe 1, we'll just call it. Okay. Apply change. So we're waiting for that in 2 years and 92 days. So it looks like, we're drifting slowly here, then we do the burn, and off we go. Although we're probably going around a couple of times, aren't we? Okay. A cigarette. Oh, sorry. If you're not familiar with Kerbal, holy shit, no. So, I know I keep saying this speech. If you haven't played Kerbal Space Program, I would consider it to be one of the must-have games on Steam. Ignore the sequel, it fell over and exploded because the developers were not the same developers as the ones that made Kerbal Space Program. They're interlopers that came in later. No, the first Kerbal Space Program is one of the must-haves to have on Steam because it will teach you things about our solar system that I think everyone should know. It will give you a rocket and a launch pad and a series of objectives on this checklist here, which you accept missions to do. Each time you do an objective, a little green tick will appear, and all you have to do is follow the checklist. And it starts simple. Launch a rocket, go straight up, open a parachute at 10,000 feet or whatever. And then as you do them one by one, what the game is doing is it's slowly walking you through rocketry. You are learning how rockets work with propellant and with staging, so the rockets break off into pieces to ditch like dead weight, like engines that have already been fired or tanks which are empty. And you're learning, as you go, orbital mechanics. And I promise, and I know I say this every time, I apologize, that you will never take any moon landing video seriously again. It will show you the very obviously it's a computer game. It's just showing you the basics, but it's showing you how things work, so you understand our place in this solar system. And all these people, you'll never buy any like hoax videos and stuff like that because you realize that it's tough, but it's not that tough. Like, so long as you have a rocket you can switch on and off, and so long as you have a rocket that you can put on a gyroscope and turn around. So long as you get into orbit, you can go anywhere, really. It's not that tricky. Of course, landing in one piece is tricky. But North Korea could get to the moon. No doubt. Once. But still, they could. Like, it's really not that difficult. Right. Like, the tech is the Second World War. You know, they were having suborbital rockets back then and shooting them at London. It doesn't take that much to just tweak the tech a little bit with staging and shit to, go into orbit. Right. Okay, so the Moho probe is on its way, and this is just random debris, so we can recover that. Okay. So I do remember, and I did check my notes a short while ago, that we did have a failed mission to refuel what I actually was trying to do at Joule. Hang on. So. But the question is, do I want to get stuck on Joule again? So I've sent off... So this is Joule, this is Jupiter. I've sent off this plane to do a landing on Lathe. Yeah, I suppose we can just quickly launch another refueler. The trouble is, I was hoping to just refuel it at the nearby moon, so going up and down, with a little milk cow, like Daisy is her name. She's a little probe that goes up and down. But it's not very quick. It turns out it looks like it's more fuel efficient to actually just send fuel all the way from Earth, from Kerbin, than mine it and take it up shipment by shipment. So, yeah. Yeah, exactly, Trid. Yeah, if you don't care about the landing in 10 billion pieces, then it's easy to go anywhere in the solar system. But yeah, the difficult part is slowing down. Yeah. No, it's still no. Seriously, just trust me here. If this tempts you, do pick it up on Steam because it's amazing. Right. Okay. Let's just go to my vehicle assembly. Yeah. Just go to the VAB. Can I just launch another refueler up the Joule? And when is the transfer window to Joule? Let's have a look. The rings will represent the orbit, Enrico, of the individual vehicles that you're looking at. So hang on a minute. Let me just go down to this alarm here. So obviously we've got to launch it in the transfer window. Okay. Planetary transfer window between Kerbin, that's Earth, and Joule, that's Jupiter. Apparently it's in 1 year and 31 days. Okay. Easy peasy then. Right, so let's load up. Not new. Let's load up. Open. Dog. Okay. So, Joule refueler. Do I have any Joule refuelers? Just going to search for it. Should be able to show it. So I'm just always nervous it's just going to show like a folder structure or something. Right. So what's this? So Joule Val resource. So these are all ones I've built earlier. Joule refueler 1.2. Jeff enhanced Daisy V2. Must be one of these. Joule refueler. Okay. Whew, she's meaty. Yeah, so that's a big, expensive rocket. 340,000 Kerbin, whatever they are, dollars. We got 2 million. We can afford it. Just a bit of a pain in the arse. Okay. So what we're doing here is, yeah, this is obviously, you're looking at the... So again, if you're new to this, don't get intimidated. This is the end game, okay? The game will not present anything like this. You are literally going to get one teeny-weeny little rocket and a nose cone as your opening objectives, okay? So don't panic. So what you're looking at here is essentially many, many rockets that I've stacked on top of each other. Okay, and then where does it go? So that's a grabbing unit to send the fuel. Right. Hi there, Coolment. Thank you for saying so. Yeah. Hopefully it will fly well. Thank you, Whiskey4. Thank you, Cinderlash. And thank you, Powerlicious. Right. Okay. We'll just take it to the launch pad. I presume it's already ready to go. Right, so let's go to launch. Have I ever played Far Cry 2? No. I actually played Far Cry 1 back in the day. I bought it on, well, obviously for the PC, and I remember that everyone was creaming themselves about how amazing the first Far Cry was. It was shit. I couldn't believe how shit it was. I must have been a critic even at a young age, but the protagonist was extremely unlikable. The enemy AI would spot you through the foliage a billion miles away. Whoever developed the game had this hard-on for hang gliders, and all the voice acting was awful. Like it was awful. Like this wasn't even like early gaming. I mean, it was early for some people, but like the gaming was getting quite mature by that point. And I remember that Far Cry, the first one, felt like a fucking relic. I couldn't understand why everyone was loving it. So I ignored Far Cry 2 when it came out. Yeah. But yeah, Far Cry 1 was rubbish. I just spent the whole game wanting my protagonist to die. I was like, you are so irritating. Alright. So, dial down. Yeah, so I presume it's ready to launch. Okay. And just get some music. I hear good things about Far Cry 2, but again, I did not do it. There we go. Yeah, I remember getting continually frustrated by trying to sneak up on people in Far Cry 1, and the AI would just see you from kilometers away through the jungle. Alright. Okay, God, I must admit it has been a hot minute trying to remember what to do. Okay, give me non-maneuvering mode, orbit mode. Okay. You know what? I'm going to sound like a basic bitch, but I'm just going to read my notes. Hang on. I've got a whole Evernote document of Kerbal notes to remind myself what the fuck I'm doing. Okay. So, Kerbal notes. So, according to me, I was sending the shuttlecock spacecraft into the orbit of the moon of Lathe. I left it in a high orbit of Lathe. The dual fueler meant to get there crashed and was lost. I found that 47 kilometers was far too aggressive and the fueler exploded. No notes on the MOHO probe. Obviously, we're waiting on that. Okay. So for returning streams... Additionally, in October 2024, I built the Penis Station in dual orbit. I gave it the shuttlecock spaceplane for Lathe operations. Still plan to add engines to push it to dual and give it a return capsule for soil samples and for science. The music is too loud, I'll turn it down. There we go. Okay, so initial launch, 80 seconds of boosters. What's this, sorry? 80 seconds of boosters will take you to around 20 kilometers. Adjust next stage alone to determine how much delta V change that is. Get more data from other launches, I've told myself. Okay, 80 seconds of boosters. Last mission, the mirrorless probe. General notes, orbital learnings. So, yes, here we go. So 3,500 delta V. Okay, so if you're listening to me say delta V, pretend I said fuel gauge. So 3,500 delta V on the fuel gauge for orbiting Kerbin. Just put 2,500 delta V for vacuum and 2,500 delta V for Kerbin sea level. So what I'm describing there is how much fuel to put in the tank. It's not strictly speaking true, but just pretend. Okay. 45 degrees should be at around 40 kilometers in flight. Begin your gravity turn at 10 kilometers apoapsis. Okay. 10, 45... Sure. Move this in. Right, move the notes there. Alright. Let's give it a welly. So, up we go. Engines to full. Right, and I think we're good. Oh, hello. Sorry, getting messages. Hang on. I have to read that later. What's going on with the glitchy graphics over there? I don't know. Here we go. Right, and... dial down the boosters. Dial down the engine, just use it for steering. Let the boosters handle everything. Alright. So for those joining, it has been many months since I last played, so don't expect don't expect greatness. Alright. A cigarette is a fishing stream coming soon since it's summer. Well, I'd rather not do fishing streams if that's alright. It's what I do to get away from the streams. Here we go. 10 kilometers apoapsis. Let's begin our turn out to sea. Right. Slow and steady. So obviously we've got a shit ton of drag. So if you note this blue line, the atmospheric pressure, we're sort of fighting the atmosphere as we go. Okay, there we go. Keep going. A bit more aggressive. We're already up to 40 kilometers high on the apoapsis, the highest point of our orbit. More aggressive on this turn. Come on, let's go. Be aggressive. Okay, could have turned way harder there. Oh. Forgot to ditch those boosters, my bad. I was carrying some dead weight there for a while. Right. Let's go. Keep pushing hard. Putting lots of drag on it, but we're fine. Right. Okay, so I've totally overshot the mark. I've gone up to 96 kilometers above the atmosphere and climbing. All we had to do was get just over 70. Okay, stand by. Jettison. Good. Just keep sailing higher. Right, so the target orbital speed is around 2,500 meters per second. So we've got to increase by about, well, we've got to increase another 1,000 meters per second. We have 2 minutes until we hit the highest point of the orbit. So if I zoom in, can you see that blue line? That's where we're sailing, essentially. The apoapsis is the highest point. If I right-click, it will stay on the screen. This is vanilla. I don't generally mod things in general. Well, sometimes I do, truth be told, but I don't often. Thank you, Eki Zone. Okay. Right, get ready to spin up these. Spin up, like burn the engines. We can do it any time really, but the closer we get to the we're out of the atmosphere. So the atmosphere is a hard fixed barrier at 70 kilometers. Obviously not very realistic, but for the sake of a video game, it's fine. Right, 1 minute. Let's start gently puffing these engines. Right, 1 minute. Let's do a full burn. Here we go. So, orbit, the basics of it, we're essentially just trying to fly fast sideways to the point that we're always falling, of course, but we're falling sideways so quickly that we're missing the curvature of the planet. So, ahead of the apoapsis, I'm giving the engines a burn, pushing the apoapsis further ahead of me. Okay, we need to increase our speed by a full 1,000, so go full hard burn. We're 50 seconds away from the apoapsis. Sawn says, are the shuttles more trial and error kind of builds, or is there the same logic behind these? What, do you mean like a shuttle is in a plane strapped to the side of the rocket? Lots of trial and error. I mean, there's plenty of guides that you can follow, but really, if you want to put like you've got to get the center of mass right. All right. Oh, there we go. Engines are out, so let's jettison that. Switch to the next engine. There we go. Whoopsie. Bit cooked there. Okay, this engine is a what? Sorry, still vectors, so still pretty powerful. Ease up though. We're still a full minute from the apoapsis. So the higher you are, the closer you are to the apoapsis, the more efficient this is going to be. So yeah. All right. Do you think Rust could survive without the server wipe mechanic? Probably not, Eki Zone. Alright. Then again, there's so many DayZ Epoch likes that I'm sure there's a similar one that doesn't have the wipe. Would be easy to make a comparison. Okay, here we go. So, the magic speed, 2,500 meters per second sideways. You'll start to see the blue line wrap around the planet, and a stable orbit, so long as both the apoapsis and the periapsis, the highest and the lowest point, are above 70 kilometers. Alright. At which point we'll start planning our dual maneuver. Be patient. In fact, we can just warp straight too, can't we? There we go. Warp. Very good. Just watch my electrical charge. Yeah, this probe does indeed have an autopilot, so tell the whole thing to spin over to prograde. So our direction of travel, the yellow marker here. So we can point the rocket in any direction we want, but this is where we're traveling, our prograde direction of travel. All right. Thank you, Eki Zone. Thank you, JC Jeb and Fisher. You recommend Far Cry 2 then? Okay. Here we go. We done? We are done. There we go. So a stable orbit. Way higher than we needed to be, but still a stable orbit. So quick save it there. Thank you, Seric, and thank you, Extra Xenon. Right, so from this position, how long... So let's talk interplanetary transfers. So you have a craft in orbit. Now all one needs to do is increase their speed, add maneuver, increase our speed. This figure here, for those not familiar with Kerbal, will show how... Okay, so if I were to burn for this long, I would increase my speed by 676 meters per second. So if I zoom all the way out, bring up my maneuvering node down here, right, and then start clicking it. Hang on. Right, so eventually we fling ourselves clear of Kerbin's gravity well and start orbiting Kerbal, the star. So what I want to do is I want to speed up to the point that I will essentially fly, the purple dotted line, over to where Joule is, or will be. So we need to make sure that if we're here, Joule is over here. So the planets that are further out, and this is the same with our solar system, are lazily circling around in their wide orbits. The planets close to it are zipping around at great speed. So what we need to do is essentially make sure that Kerbal is in a position where we're flinging ourselves up to go and meet Jewel by picking up speed. So, how long is that? According to the calculator, 1 year and 31 days. So we zoom in. I'm going to just get rid of that maneuvering node. We could just wait and do it then, but I'll just set the node now. Add a maneuver. Zoom out like that. So we're picking up speed, so we want to travel where Kerbal, the planet is moving. Fling ourselves forward and up. So I don't know why I'm trying to be so precise. I haven't even set the value yet. In fact, sorry, let me just read my notes again, rather than just try to eyeball it. What have I learned in previous Kerbal sessions? Okay, hang on. So orbital learnings, Kerbal meetings, inclination learnings, transfer learnings. Okay, so what have I put here? So don't bother going radial in or out of the Kerbal system. It scuffs up transfers quite a bit. Do either retrograde or prograde. Moon slingshot is optional. Perhaps don't do it if you plan on meeting an inclination change. I put in red and in bold an important revelation. The little arrows next to the node controller are actually way more important than I initially suspected. For if the dual Duna transfer appears, you can shimmy these arrows until you lazily slide sideways into the gravity well. You don't have to burn harder or faster, or make sure, even make sure that you're perfectly aligned with Kerbal's prograde directional travel. You can just burn up prograde where the planet is on the alarm, and then move the arrows until you hit the longest part of the curve. One of my learnings from years ago. Second important revelation in red. The alarm for planetary transfer might be completely accurate if you do the inclination change and the retro burn to Eve, for example, at the ascending node. Leaving the Kerbal system by retrograde, no moon slingshot on an Eve transfer date, and then doing the node on the other side at a 2.2 degree ascension node gave me a total delta V of 870. The cheapest it's ever been, I put in capitals. Okay. So again, this is just me reading back my own notes from my own playthrough. Okay. But what about Jewel? What have I put for Jewel? Jewel. Here we go. My Jewel notes. So far, it's cost me around 5,180 Delta V to get the Jewel. For those joining, pretend I'm just saying fuel. But not to slow down. If you do it at the transfer window, it's about 2,000 Delta V. If you burn it as part of the leaving Kerbal burn, retrograde. What? Retrograde? Why did I put retrograde? That doesn't make any sense to me. Moon notes. Note that screaming through the system and intercepting Tylo seemed to work very well. The amount of Delta V required to slow down to a high Joule orbit was much lower with a reverse slingshot move. Note. However, it did put me on a notably weird counter-orbit rotation of all the moons, which proved a particular issue when trying to aerobrake over Lathe at 7,000 meters per second speed. It destroyed me instantly. And follow-up interceptions of Tylo just kicked me higher because I was constantly falling towards it and picking up speed. I launched 22 days ahead of the estimated transfer window and found that it took 2,426 Delta V to reach Joule. Okay. So, why did I say retrograde? That doesn't make sense to me. Okay, it's warning me to be careful of the angle that I enter Joule on. Or rather, get intercepts on the moons. But that's a future problem. Okay. Right. But regardless, it's telling me that between 2,000 to 2,400 Delta V for the transfer. So, what that means, folks, is if I go here, select the node, okay, and then 2,000, so increase the speed by around, say, 2,000-ish Delta V, and then shimmy, so that's that way, shimmy it in Kerbal's direction of travel, which is that way. Yes, Violet, I've got an Evernote document to try and keep track of what I'm learning. Half the game, in my opinion, of Kerbal is figuring out how it works. You can, of course, just open up a guide and read all the Delta V calculations, but in my opinion, you're robbing yourself out of the gameplay. Send a probe. It will crash, easily, or get lost in space, without fuel, easily, so you know what to adjust for the next probe, before you ever send a manned mission. Okay. Right, so there we go. So I put down my node, but obviously it's way too early because Joule is nowhere near. So zoom out, select Joule as my target. There it is. Wait, what? That's not a hit, is it? Fuck off. That doesn't make sense to me. We're miles off the transfer window. That is a hit. Huh? How did I hit it? I mean, I'm massively overshooting it. But that is a hit. And cheap as well. How have I done that? Like, now? In 8 minutes? I suppose you're right, yeah. Joule is it is a gas giant. It's a massive target, isn't it? Okay. Oh, no, wait, hang on. Is this another orbit round? Is that what I'm seeing? Target. Am I like lazily going around? Okay, hang on. Double click on Joule. First orbit, but it's not captured. Yeah. So hang on, let me just adjust it. So that's my path, you see. When is this? This is 8 minutes. We've got plenty of time. So if I just adjust this now. Yeah, Joule is gigantic, isn't it? Maybe it's better to do... Oh, we're doing 2 passes. Maybe it's better to do an adjustment on the way. Thank you, Dara Ox lol. Hang on. Yeah, just put down the second node. Like here, maybe. Add a second maneuver. Okay, so there's the gas giant. Select second maneuver. And give it an inclination. There we go, inclination fix. Okay, let me just read my notes about coming in at the right angle. So our refuel target is at Leith, down there, right? So, for those joining the stream, I've got a refueler. And I want to send it over to meet... So they're moving counterclockwise. Okay. Yeah, so let me just read what yeah, before I fuck this up, Painey. Hang on. So. Moon notes. Screaming through the system and intercepting Tylo seemed to work very well. The amount of delta V required to slow down to a high Joule orbit was much lower, with a reversed slingshot move. However, it did put me on a wobbly, weird counter-orbit rotation with all the moons, which proved a particular issue when trying to aerobrake over Leith. What does that mean? Counter-orbit rotation with all the moons. That means I must have come in on a clockwise route. So do I... My brain's melting a bit because obviously you want to come in, you want to get the gravity assist down, so that means coming in clockwise on an anti-clockwise moon, which I'm guessing is what my brain did before. But am I saying that fucked everything up? I need notes for my notes. Okay. Right. Okay, I mean, where is Tylo? So Leith, Val, Tylo. So that's what got, yeah, that gave me the assist. Okay. So select Tylo as, well, we don't need to select as my target. I'm sure we'll figure it out. Hang on. Let's focus on the interplanetary transfer first before we fuck around with the minutiae. Thank you, Kerbal. Alright. Thank you, Enrico. Alright, 6 minutes. And it's a burn time of 11 minutes. Delta V of 1,951. Yeah, we can afford it. Okay. Give it a quick save. Just double check. Electrical charge is fine. We've probably got a thermonuclear, what is it, thing. Open up comms. And turn to face the maneuvering node. Maneuvering node 1, please. Hi there, Knee Valley. Hi there indeed. Thank you, Enrico and Kerbal. Alright. Yeah, again, if you haven't played Kerbal Space Program, it's a very, very hard recommend. It's very good. Genuinely, it's a game that I think all, like, say, certainly all school kids should play. It's one of these sort of like, oh, I get it. Teaches you about so many concepts that just make you go, I understand now. No, ignore the sequel. The sequel was not made by... Oh, hang on a minute. I need to start the burn now, don't I? Yeah, the sequel was not made by these people. Hang on. Shit, got a bit of wobble here. Dial down the gimbals. There we go. Yeah, the sequel was made by another company, and they fucked it. Okay, jettison. And is it on? Doesn't look on. No, I fucked it. Damn it. I shagged it. I fucked it. Quick load. Oops. I need that fuel. Alright. I don't know inverted. I would like to go into the garden inverted because I need to... It sounds weird, but I need to do some gardening. I know it's going to get dark. But I've got to bury the potatoes. The potatoes need to be protected from the sunlight, otherwise they'll go green and toxic. And the potatoes are growing in my vegetable plot, so I need to lift quite a few buckets of soil onto the potatoes to bury them. And there's a heat wave in the UK. It is so scorchingly fucking hot. I dare not do it during the day. Okay, dial down those gimbals. Yeah, it's really very unpleasant, Walrus. It's very, very unpleasant. Why am I starting the burn? About 5 minutes to the T point. So essentially, the burn is 11 minutes of burn. So if I start, think about it. If I reach the point and then I start an 11-minute burn, you're off by 5 minutes. What you need to... Sorry, I need to... I fucked it up. Decouple. Does that have its own fairing? It does. It's coming loose. Switch it on, please. There we go. Okay, I must have just screwed up the... Oh, that's a very... It's a poodle engine. It's very efficient in vacuum, but it obviously doesn't have the thrust. Okay. Yes, so sorry. Anyway, so your total burn time, keeping it simple, your total burn time, cut it in half and put half of it before the nav marker and the other half after the nav marker. Even it out. And even then, it won't be precise... But you can adjust later. Right. Enjoy inverted. Have a lovely evening. Alright. Might be a wee... Yeah, I don't really want to accelerate the physics because it gets a bit weird, so... Just leave it burning quietly. So yeah, we're currently taking these tanks here. Oh yeah, sorry, did I forget to extend the antenna? Thank you very much. I can't remember if I put these on a group. There we go. What's that over there? Asteroid test MK1, 28 kilometers in front of us. Some space debris. Hang on. Oh, no, it's not debris. It's another craft. Asteroid test MK1. Something I launched earlier. Maybe I grabbed it with a grabby. Am I playing with signal blackout and mandatory signal for probes? I think so. Hence, if I go back out here, see the green line? The green line represents a comm signal with one of our bases. I think it's a base. Comm signal was something. Anyway, you need a direct line of sight for many of the antennas, you see. So if I go here, you can see that these are the craft that I've launched with their own independent antennas. I've even put a large... Oh, no, maybe I didn't. I was going to say I put a large polar communications array with a big fucking dish to sort of relay signals back and forth. But I guess I didn't do that on Kerbin, so I lie. I'm like, whoa, shit. Right. Okay, slow, steady burn. We'll be doing this for a while. Maybe I should speed it up. Nah, just leave it. Right. Ah, dear. Hang on, even if I do this. So, Kerbin to Dual, Moho Probe. Okay. No, Moho Probe is like in 2 years' time, so we'll just snap to the next maneuver after this. Paley says, I promise I'm good at Kerbal Space Program. I once had to do an atmospheric break off Kerbin about 100 times in a row, returning from the moon on an empty tank. Everyone's been there, Paley. Everyone has done the fuck, I gotta get out and push maneuver. Where you literally step outside and use your Kerbal jetpack, your Kerbin's jetpack, to push the spaceship backwards until it gently licks the atmosphere enough to get drag and pull you down once per orbit. Everyone's done that, don't worry. It's the Kerbal, it's the walk of shame, but in Kerbal Space Program. It's the fuck, I fucked this up, and now... Yeah. Right. But yeah, for those joining, I hope you're all okay. Just sending a big fueler rocket up to Jupiter. Alright. Hopefully, at least. The last one exploded. So don't tell the guys at my bosses. The guys sitting in the control room. Yes, Dodge, yes, excitingly. So this week in real life, folks, I've got some solar panels mounted on the roof of the bungalow. I've had them installed. They look amazing, and it's all done now. They're all fully installed. They've all been neatly installed. They look sexy. So the building that I'm sitting in is generating all of its own power. I have no electricity bill to speak of, although cheekily, I believe my electricity provider still charges like a few pennies per day or whatever for, like, I don't know what they're charging me for. Admin, I guess. I'm like, you little buggers. Yeah, like a standing charge, yeah. But still, I get 12p, so 12 pence for every kilowatt hour of energy that I send to the grid. Now, the building that I'm sitting in takes about, say, roughly 10 kilowatts of energy per day. That's not much, because I'm only one guy. So, you know, even sitting with my aircon, well, the aircon does consume a bit more, truth be told. So, between 10 to 15, generally, per day, kilowatt hours. The whole building. The solar powers generate 35 to 40 kilowatt hours per day. So this building is easily generating all of my power requirements, and then like 2, 3, 4 houses onwards. Solar panels are fucking amazing. Hello. Oh no, that's not good. That's a... Oh no, that's a re-entry, isn't it? Is that because the poodles are so weak? No, we should be fine. Right? We should be fine. Yeah, we're fine. How much does it generate when cloudy? Well, I'll let you know when it starts getting cloudy. But we did have some overcast days, and even then it was more than enough to cover. It was way more than 10 kilowatt hours. Oh shit, stage? Forgot the stage? Fuck, forgot the stage. Fuck, there we go. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I did forget the staging. Dodge says the south side of the UK is actually extremely sunny statistically. Indeed, I live in Brighton and Hove. It is the sunniest city in the United Kingdom. Alright. There we go. Burning? Kinsuku, then respectfully, you don't know the United Kingdom. It is extremely fucking sunny in the UK. Now, it is. Again, I do this line every time. Sorry, the regular watchers are sick of this. So, what's happened is, obviously climate change, but more specifically what's happened is that in the Atlantic Ocean there's this big band of air pressure, and it sort of wibbles up and down like a big elastic band, and it has done so for thousands and thousands of years. Now, it wibbles up and down because of the temperature gradient differential between the Arctic air and the Atlantic air. Now, this pressure wave, everything above the pressure wave will condense into rain and fall as rain. But everything below the pressure wave, it does have a name, I've forgotten what it's called. No, I don't think it's the jet stream. I think it's called something else. I'm sure a meteorologist can correct me. Anyway, everything above the pressure wave, it's rain. Everything below the pressure wave, it's dry. And what normally happens is it wiggles up and down constantly. Every few days it moves up and down, which is one of the reasons that Britain has been so strategically advantageous over the centuries, because our weather has been alternating between here's some rain, here's some sun, here's some rain, here's some sun. It's always been very mild, not too much, not too little, to the point that we can grow crops, and obviously the Gulf Stream bringing in the hot water from the tropics. We're not Moscow. We've got like a nice mild climate with lots of rain. Anyway, what's happened, apparently, is that climate change has increased the average temperature of the Arctic, which means that pressure differential doesn't exist anymore, which means the bendy-wendy up and down doesn't take days to move, it takes weeks to move. It moves and then it stays for weeks, which means when it moves up, the UK gets constant bright sunshine for like 3 to 4 months. And then when it moves down, the UK gets constant rain every day for 3 to 4 months. That's what's happening. And it's why, at the start of, was it this year or last year, we had constant rain, like every day. Every day we had rain. And now it's moved up. Now, constant sun. Constant sun, no rain. Again, a meteorologist, I'm sure, can correct me. I'm sure I haven't represented it correctly. But, in short, it's the temperature gradient differential between the Arctic and the Atlantic which has stopped the weather patterns that would normally be highly variable. Okay. Nearly done. I really need to find out the name of this. I keep mentioning this. I don't think it is the jet stream. It does have a name. It's got a weird name. It's a very unmemorable name. Right. Hang on. See if I can find it. Name of the pressure differential in the Atlantic? No, it's not like a stream. It's like the waves of pressure. Is it called... this might be... Is it called the North Atlantic Oscillation? A climate phenomenon that is driven by seesaw fluctuations in sea level atmospheric pressure between the permanent high-pressure system near the Azores and the low-pressure system near Iceland. Is that it? The North Atlantic Oscillation. Is that correct? That might be what I'm describing. Positive phase. A large difference in pressure between the Azores and the Icelandic low. This strengthens westerly winds, leading to mild, wet winters in northern Europe and dry, cold conditions in the Mediterranean. In its negative phase, a smaller than average pressure difference, this weaker westerly winds allows Arctic air to push further south, causing cold, dry winters. This could be what I'm describing. Yes, the North Atlantic Oscillation. Okay, we're nearly done. Alright. So, get ready to confirm the maneuver. In fact, maybe don't confirm it yet. Well, we can just zoom out now. Here we go. No, am I wrong, pal? Okay, there we go. So see this orange line? That's where we're going. That's our apoapsis. Just like our apoapsis with the planet, Right. Let's see if we get all the way up here. We'll probably miss it by a bit. Right. Hang on a minute. Are these empty? They are. Quick save it. And jettison. There we go. Just dead weight. Right, there we go. So the fuel. So this is what we're delivering, this fuel here. This is no touchy. If we have to touch it, then we can, but we'll try not to. There we go. We've hit it. And boop. There we go. Let's confirm the maneuver. And then we have the next maneuver, which is over here. Okay, so that's a delta V change, up or down, 118. So that's 369 days. Hang on. Add a maneuver. Yeah, go here. Oh, I fucked it. I fucked it. Never mind, just put it down again. Right. Can I snap to it? No, I see that. I see what I did. I tried to snap to it and just deleted it. Right. Add alarm. Apply change. Okay. Double click on Joule. Stop it. Double click on Joule. Right. So that is our current course. Select the orbital, select the maneuvering node. Okay, so what I want to do is Alright. So we are somewhat off, frankly. So it's a very cheap maneuver though. Let's go up. Is it that cheap? Doesn't look cheap. Right. Dial it back a bit. Okay, so that course is going to take us close in on Joule, but we're quite polar there, aren't we? So we want to come in equatorially. Right, so what's happening here? So Tylo, so one of the outer moons, not the most outer, of course. Oh, look, there's quite a few. Pole and... Oh, that's just my... my naming convention is very phallic. We've got the... what is it? We've got the penis station launching the shuttlecock, and it's small... the CUM I've got over here is the device that was launched by the penis station. Right. Okay, so we're coming in here, and that's a gravity assist off the moon of Tylo, which is what I wanted. We're coming, so yeah, that will reduce our speed, won't it? But obviously we're still going to sail way free of the solar system. Right, so maneuvering node, scale it back a bit. The closer we get, the stronger the assist. Still, that's not good. We're trying to get to Lathe. That's where we're trying to get to. And they're all moving... Okay, all of the moons are moving counterclockwise. Okay. Right. So... How can I make this better? What happens if I come in on the other side of Tylo? It will kick me higher, I presume. This is a very screamy orbit. I mean, I don't think we're going to get any sort of assist, like full assist all the way down, are we? So how much... So, I mean, maybe I should do the inclination change first. And then plan planetary intercepts after. Probably makes more sense. Let me just go high on Joule for a quick inclination fix, and then we'll put a second maneuvering node. Right, okay. So inclination. I mean, even that's not great to be honest. Maybe I need another inclination fix. 131 delta V, 132 delta V. 125 delta V. Hang on. Let me zoom out. So where is the node? The node is there, right? Just put another quick node afterwards. In 420 days. Zoom back into Joule. Right. So, maneuvering node 2, dial down. Okay. Right, just get rid of that maneuvering node. Focus on maneuvering node 1. Right. Wegadin says the best way to get into an elliptical orbit around Joule, and then the best way is to get into an elliptical orbit around Joule and then spend a small burn to get into the Lathe encounter. That's what I'm thinking, Wegan. So maybe I had this the wrong way around, because I was coming in screaming through the system to get an assist on Tylo. Maybe that's backwards. Maybe I should just get with a highly elliptical Joule capture and then come down to meet one of the moons gently. That's what I'm thinking. So even then, am I too high on, too low on Joule? I mean, Joule's gravity well is massive. Maybe I should just lick it, you know. Like, literally, like, the edge of it. What happens then? So 135 delta V, right? And then from the Perry, what happens if I get elliptical correction? How much will that cost me? Other way. Right, too much. Right, so a highly elliptical orbit correction down to the outermost moon, or whatever. Okay, what is it? How much is it going to cost me? So it's going to cost me... Fuck off! 1,785 delta V? That's nuts! That's huge! Okay, hang on. I need to consult my notes, because I've got to get this right. I've got to learn. So hang on. So just 135 ink fix, followed by... Go the other way, burn at Perry? What do you mean go the other way, Wagons, burn at Perry? You mean a transfer through the moons? Like through their... Oh, you want the... Oh! Is that... Oh, hang on. I think I know what you're saying. You're saying... Da-da-da-da-da-da-da... Make a Perry. Which will cost me what? It's still 1,500 delta V. That's way more than I expected. I mean, is that just the answer? And then maneuver at the Perry? Down to Lathe? 200 is what, yeah. Maybe I just got to deal with it, that initial 1,500. Okay, hang on. 1572. Then Perry is 21. Okay. Sorry, my calculator. So I'm just trying to learn. So 135 for ink correction, 1572 for elliptical, then 214. Bring me down to the moons, which is 1,921 delta V. Competing with what? Hang on. Cancel all this. What if... Oh, fuck. Deleted my fucking inclination fix. Sorry. Madame. Right. So I'm just seeing what it competes with, you see. So can I beat 1,921? If I do... Don't laugh at me. Hang on. If I do a Screaming Eagles through the fucking Joule system? I mean, what would it give me then? Probably a headache. Alright. So what if... Yeah, there we go. Okay, so Lathe. Literally hitting Lathe. I mean, holy shit. So 139 inclination. What happens? I mean, we're screaming past it at interplanetary fucking speeds. That's nuts. And then if I try to fucking elliptical burn down to Lathe, what would it give me? Oh, fuck. No, it's the other way, isn't it? We want to go retro. Oh, am I looking at the wrong thing? I've got the node on the wrong place, haven't I? That's leaving Lathe. Hang on, cancel that node. Zoom in. No, there is Perry on lathe. Add maneuver. I think I'm going insane. Hang on. Perry on lathe. Okay. And then slow down. Okay, what was that? What is that? Keep going. Is the game just having trouble calculating it? Okay, just hang on. Give a rough. Okay, there we go. Just give a rough circle. I mean, we haven't been captured, but what is it? What's the value? 1,600 delta V. So it is technically cheaper. Wegedin says English is hard. Without gravity assist or aero braking, you want to get your encounter as close as possible to Joule, and then burn Perry into a high elliptical orbit. You want to get your encounter as close to Joule and then burn at Perry into a high elliptical orbit. Oh, I see what you're saying. No, I'm with you. High elliptical orbit. I see what you're saying. No, I'm with you. So sort of essentially... Yeah, no, I'm with you. Almost like a like a fucking like Bond Halo jump, is what, like a high altitude, low opening jump. What you're saying is, an efficient way to do it is to not come in high, open your parachute and drift on down. You're saying come in low, open your parachute to get in a high elliptical orbit, and then go up high, and then start easing your way into lathe, I think is what you're saying. Especially with an aero brake. I think that's what you're saying. Okay, hang on. So, Screamer. Just writing these down. So that's 1,600. Okay, so that is quite cheap. That's fucking 1,000. What is that? So 1,739 Delta V for a Screaming Eagle approach. Okay. Right, so, I mean, bear in mind, this craft isn't necessarily built for aero braking, so... thank you, Mr. Black Hat. So cancel those maneuvering nodes again. Yes, I know, Malkish, I know. Right. Add a new maneuvering node. Zoom into Joule. So let's try approach number 3. What if... Maneuvering node... down there, inclination fix, bring us up equatorially, and then bring us down for not a scream through the system and intercept a moon, but instead a scream past the gas giant of Joule, right? So interplanetary, here we go. So we're flying in, here we go, hello Joule. And then, trying to avoid the moons, I suppose. Right, so this will cost me 158 Delta V. Inclination. Fix. Halfway through our journey there. Okay. Sorry, dear Dottie. Remember that spheres of influence transitions usually come with small changes in the numerics, so your maneuver might not be right after you've transitioned into the Julian SOI. Oh, yeah. Well, sorry, if you'll forgive me, every time I've gone into the influence of the moons, they start fucking with me. So it's like, no, I don't mean like numbers, I mean like literally, Lath, why are you there now? Or Tylo, you're fucking with it again. Okay, so now, add maneuvering node on the Perry of the Joule flyby, and reduce speed, but go for a high elliptical. Hang on, reduce speed. Zoom out. Oh, wait, sorry. Okay, high elliptical. High elliptical. Okay, so before, remember, so hang on. It was 1,572. Now, it's... Oh, fuck off. No. Okay. Okay. 400. That's the ticket. Thank you very much. Thank you, Wegadins. And we are within range of Lathe and the other moons. Getting closer to Jewel makes it cheaper still. Oh, really? All right, go back to maneuver number 1. In fact, delete maneuver number 2. It looks like I need to update my notes. David Bannon. Yes, so Jupiter. So this gas giant is the in-game equivalent of Jupiter, with its numerous moons zipping about, which we're going to try to explore, hopefully. Right, come down low on Jewel, and then give me a, maybe not too low on Jewel, because we're going wonky. And give me a new maneuvering node number 2, and reduce our speed by da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, fuck off! Fuck off, I get it! Fuck off! Fuck off! Of course! Sorry, I've just had... My brain just went... Wah! Like... Everything I've just been describing about the moons and coming in at the right angle. You know how I keep saying, okay, if you go this way, then the moon is giving you a boost because you're going up into a higher orbit. If you... Wait, sorry. This way. If you go this way, then, of course, it's slowing you down. You're robbing speed. Am I just doing that with a gas giant? Essentially. Because it's going this way, right? And we're going this way. The Jewel itself is giving me a gravity assist. Down. Holy shit. Okay. That's cracked it. That's okay, I get it. Holy fuck. Yeah, I think that's what's going on here. I'm getting a gravity assist down from the Jewel gas giant itself. I think. Okay. So I'm just trying to think. Sorry, can I do that with any other planets? Well, Jewel has the most moons. I suppose I can, can't I? It's called the Oberth effect, says Zed. Yeah. Okay. Right, so, hang on, second maneuvering node. And how much would this cost me? Dotty says, there's another effect at play. The closer you are to the main body, the more oomph you get from that buck. When accelerating or slowing down, that's the Oberth effect. Okay. So that will cost me what? 270 delta V. Fuck, okay. Alright, I have to update my notes. So this is important. Okay, hang on. Right, so... Jewel. Where is it? Jewel notes, here we go. So 5,800 delta V to get to Jewel, but not slow down. Okay, so remove. Important, in capital letters. In order to get to the Jewel moons, it seems better to go to hug Jewel as close as possible on its clockwise side. So an inclination change, for example, of 135 delta V, halfway to Jewel, bringing me down to a Jewel hug, will then only cost me about 200 to 400 delta V to go to a high elliptical orbit, where the Peri is right next to Lathe. All right. Wonderful. So hang on a minute. Right. Sweet. Let's do it then. Lovely. So, quick save. Also, hang on. Sorry, more important, we don't have the star of the show on the screen. Hang on. There we go. Stick it down there. Yeah. Very important to have Lulu on the screen at all times. Yeah, she's doing her best, folks, but again, she's very frail now, I'm afraid. Alright. Okay, so there we go. So I guess we'll just warp to the next maneuver. Here we go. So, whee! So we fly, we fly, we fly, we fly. Flame says, I know it might be a bit stupid question, but am I going the right way? As in current interception would have me going clockwise. Yeah, that's a good shout. Yeah, that is a good shout. Or maybe I can pull to high elliptical orbit and then swing around, so long as I'm moving slowly. You are right. There's Jewel. You should go the other way from this first burn, and it should work the same. Will it? Won't Jewel kick me higher with a gravity assist if I go the other way? I could always check. O-Birth is different from a gravity assist. Yeah? Okay. We're approaching the maneuver. Cancel that one. Are we approaching the maneuver? Must have been the original one. We're still 63 days away from that maneuver. Okay, let's cancel these then. So cancel those maneuvers. In fact, sorry, briefly before I do. So what if, just out of, yeah, thank you. Just out of curiosity, yeah, it's modified, isn't it? So what if, sorry, I'm just going to do this. Go to the second maneuver, please. And just hug it as close to Jewel as we can. What if I did get into really, really high orbit and have to swing around? What would it cost me? So, literally, other way. Like, whoops, we've gone the wrong way round. Let's go the other way round. It would cost me... Oh, okay, still cheap. It's not a disaster. It's only 275 delta V. But still reasonable. But yeah, let's try and modify it now. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, so it's not a disaster if we have to do this. Okay. So let's go here. Alright. Embedded ads on the side of the stream? Dizzy? Really? What? On the fucking... On this stream? Hang on. Fucking... What am I doing? There we go. Oh, God. I can't stand ads. I just can't. Honestly, it's going to sound strange, but I think one of the things that would really... Like, I don't think I could deal with a job. Like, if I worked in... I've never worked in retail, mercifully. If you do, you have my sympathies. But I don't think I could ever deal with a job where I'm having to work in the... Just being spammed ads all day. I fucking hate ads. I loathe ads. Not like in a professional, I'm a live streamer and they're inconvenient. Like, I leave the room. I cannot deal with them. It's like, it's brain rot. It's constantly broadcasted brain rot. It's meant to be blinking like that. Yeah, I can't. I just can't. I think it's because I've made it so that my media viewing experience is so customized that I just get rid of all the ads all the time. Like if I'm getting a show, whatever, like if I'm watching on streaming, ad block, gone. If I'm downloading it, well, obviously it doesn't come with ads because you're downloading it. Yeah, it's just total... I can't deal with them anymore. Like, I'm not going to listen to the radio and have ads spammed at me when I can just download the music and listen to it personally, that sort of stuff. Right, sorry, what was I doing? I'm getting distracted. So come down. Too bad there's not an ad blocker for radio. Yeah, you just switch off the radio. Right, sorry, what was I doing? So coming the other way? Alright. How close can we get? Whoopsie. Yeah, I'm greatly fearful of having to be in a working environment where, by necessity, you're just spammed ads. Sorry, what's the deck on Jewel? How low can I get? Exactly where Volvo. It's awful, isn't it? It's awful. Sorry, does anyone know the Jules boom? How close is too close? You know what I mean, fire rate. Fuck it. We're just going to go with 361 kilometers. 150 kilometers? Let's live dangerously. Yeah, it's a little too dangerous. Okay, 191 kilometers. Oh, Benedict says, okay. Thank you, Benedict. 248 kilometers. That's going to be a bit fucking arse clenching. Right, so we're coming in the other way now. So, add maneuver at the Perry. After the Perry! Fuck! After the Perry, not before the Perry. So you drop the Perry into the fucking Jewel. Right. Then come down. High elliptical. Oh, that's cool. It's a very high elliptical. Right on the edge of its sphere of influence. How long is it to get up there? How much would that cost me? That would cost me... God damn, 173 Delta V. Fuck a duck. Alright. Alright, my darling. There we go. Dear me. Cool. Thank you, Markson, Ragnos. Thank you. Right, let's go. Sorry, how are we doing? Yep, signal strength is good. Turn to face maneuver. Quick save, and off we go. Alright. Asher says, try showing my colleague something on his laptop at work the other day, but he uses Chrome with no ad blocker, so every website was like 50% ads. You couldn't read the content on the page. Yeah. It's just awful. Yeah, to each their own, but I just can't deal with it. I just can't deal with ads. It's awful. Yeah. Dude is like, to hell with this bed that you bought me, Dad. The floor. Yeah. Alright. To next maneuver. Right. Anyway, for those joining the stream, I hope you're okay. I'm just doing a bit of Kerbal to chill this evening. Alright. It's so scorchingly hot in the UK. I was meant to do a bunch of gardening today because my plants need some love. Like I need to be trimming some bits off the tomato plants and burying the potatoes in more soil. But it's just been so unbearably warm, I dare not stay out there. Okay. You know what? Dial down the thrust. How long's the burn? Oh, no, maybe not. Yeah, do that. And here we go. Now. Thank you, Beetle Pots. Thank you very much, Beetle Pots. Yes, I too am watching that. When is the vote? That's pretty fucking funny. Oh dear. One of our yeah, I'm not trying to get political. One of our constituencies has a by-election coming, and the MP in question is notably controversial. And one of the novelty candidates called Count Binface is running up against him. And of course, as a joke, everyone's suggesting, vote for Binface. Be fucking hilarious. Right. Careful. There we go. That's our orbit. Woo! It's coming in a bit polary. Yikes! That's an impact. Let's try and fix that. All right. Let's have a look. What was that? get the... that's good enough, I think. What's the parry? Confirm maneuver. Parry... Okay, 332 kilometers. Close enough. Right. Move that to the parry, just before the parry. Alright. Good. Although so that's the maneuver there. Alright. So still 1 year of travel time. So let's put in a maneuvering node here. Add maneuver. Add alarm. Apply change. Aha. So it looks like the Moho probe maneuver might be next. Okay. So just warp to next, I guess. Snap to my probe. Here we go. Lovely. Thank you for the raid there, King. And thank you, Beetlepots and Thunder Wisp. Yes, thank you for your kindness, everyone. I've got a few new patrons after the last video, and welcome. I'm not sure if they're here, because obviously they're patrons, but I really appreciate it. Alright. Thank you for saying so, we go. Yeah, I'm glad it came together. I'm glad that people like it. There's still plenty more DayZ bullshitteries. As you can tell, the footage has accumulated, because we haven't done DayZ in a while. I mean, we've played 2 full servers of Namalsk. So I've got loads of Namalsk highlights. Right. So if people want more of that, feel free to vote for it. On the Patreon page when I put the votes up. When I put the polls up. Although, if you'll forgive me, I probably won't put DayZ immediately back on the poll, because I literally just did it. Thank you, David. Alright. How old was the footage? So some of it was quite old. Some of it was from like 2019. Not all of it, though. Again, we've played DayZ periodically, pretty much once a year, if not twice a year, for years, so it just builds up. Some of it was as recent as actually, one clip was from this year, which I kind of, I might have maybe pulled a little kebab shop owner and thought, you thought you were getting pork, but you're actually getting something else. I might have possibly dressed up a couple of clips here and there to hide their pedigree. For example, at least 2 of those clips were they were Arma 3 Exile, or whatever it was. I basically put some DayZ standalone footage over it and edited that with the original audio in the hopes that no one would notice. Mainly because they were clips with just banter in the background, so the gameplay didn't matter. But it'd be a shame to lose those jokes just because they're on a mod that I'm never going to make a video of. Okay, so hang on. We're nowhere near. Let's go to the Moho probe. So back to the tracking station. Right. Take care, 5%. Have a good evening. Thank you, Delta. Yes, PS Notary. You noticed. Yeah, you spotted it. You probably could. Yeah, my mic quality was noticeably bad. Old mic. Alright. Oh, is that a 6-7 month? Oh, fuck. Thank you, Delta, for subbing for 67 months. Right, Moho probe. Also, 67 months. Fucking hell. Thank you. Too many, Ziggy. Too many. Alright. So, here we are. The probe. So, similar deal. We just have a maneuver coming up. A maneuver that I don't even remember making, so... Ugh. Who knows if it's garbage. Let's zoom out. Turn to face the maneuvering node. We still have... Wait, Comnet none. But strong signal CurbNet. Yeah, we've got a huge satellite on it. Wait a minute. Why do I have a huge satellite on this? Ooh. Ooh, I'm a clever clogs. Past me was a clever little bugger. This is not one ship, it's two. Look, that's a probe. That's a satellite. I'm sending 2 craft, aren't I? That's what I'm doing. That's the only reason I would put a relay antenna on this thing. Thank you, Dino King. Okay, alright. Alright then, so it looks like it's approaching the node to perform its maneuver in 35 days. Moho is down there. So, simple, yeah, just a simple inclination. Well, yeah, just an inclination fix to meet Moho. Alright. How many maneuvers does it have? 2. Okay. I'll just have to trust past me. Alright. Quick save. And warp to next maneuver, please. That's the gimbal. Dial down the gimbal. Well, we can't yet. Too much beer? No, I haven't had any beer. I could do with a beer. Alright. Not at all, Zuther. Not at all. I'd rather you didn't, Fluffy. It's already a pain in the ass trying to remove other weird sound effects from the edits, let alone bleps or whatever they're called. Also, if you'll forgive me for saying, sorry, I might be horribly out of touch, but I do find that all that shit rather annoying. You're just trying to watch a live stream and people are playing fucking stupid sound effects. And sure, it's funny for like the initial ha-ha, that's funny, but like, all the time? It seems like Zoomer, TikTok shit. Fucking, yeah. It's like for children, that shit. Like, I get it, it's money, but it's like, fuck. You watch that shit? Alright. Especially, I think it depends on what you use a live stream for. I often have live streams on in the background when I'm working. You know, I'll just be editing, and I've got one of the guys playing something. If I was working and I had to sit there listening to bloop, blah, woo, you know, all these fucking stupid noises, I'd be like, fucking hell. Right. Here we go. We're approaching the node. Can I dial down the thrust all the way down? Turning a 4-second burn to a 17-second burn. Let's do it further. 20-second burn. So 10 seconds on either side of the node. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Dinklebean feels attacked. Yes, as well you should. As well you should. I'm trying to enjoy your stream, and there's like all these fucking. It's like an anime, not anime, like an Acme cartoon. I'm trying to enjoy your sonorous voice, Dinklebean. Also, hi there, Dinklebean. Dinklebean. Oh, sorry. Can I show you a gift, Dinklebean? Dinklebean got me a gift that I appreciate a lot. Hang on. Just gonna do the maneuver. There we go. Confirm. 1 second. Let me just go to the kitchen and grab what Dinklebean got me. Look at this. Sorry, I got distracted for a minute there because I wanted to know. I wandered in and I saw that the automated vacuum cleaner was just sitting in the middle of the room, and I was trying to rack my brain to wonder why that is. And then I remembered that I had to. I was outside, up a ladder, trying to figure out a way of getting a canvas tarp or something over the top of the conservatory. And I looked through the window, and the automated vacuum cleaner went past, and it was trailing a computer mouse behind it. Somehow, don't know where it found the mouse, it had tangled up a cable in its inner workings and was dragging it around the bungalow. So I went, oh, for fuck's sake, and got off the ladder and went and I chased it down and hit the button on the top to make it stop, and then fished out the computer mouse. So that's why it's sitting there. Anyway, let me show you this. This is very much appreciated, Tinklebean. Tinklebean got me a lovely set of kitchen scales. My kitchen scales, I love cooking by the way. My kitchen scales were digital, and frankly they weren't very good. They were difficult to switch off. The amount was often just wrong, and they were just generally hard to keep clean. And I had them for more than 10 years. They were just, if I thought they were failing. Anyway, this, a mechanical set, if I take good care of it, I'm hoping will last me many decades. So thank you very much, Tinklebean. I really, really appreciate it. Yeah, nice set of mechanical scales. And also, he got me a little gnome, a little fishing gnome, which is now in the garden. I'll take a picture of it, Tinklebean, and send it to you. And the other thing was a spaghetti measurer, you know, like the portions of spaghetti, because I didn't have one. And so I keep eating nebulous portions of spaghetti. And I wonder why I'm putting on weight. So just do, yeah, that's spaghetti through the thing that says one portion. All right. There we go. So, maneuver complete. What have we achieved? Let's select Moho. It looks like... Oh no. What have we done? 100, so 1,500. Jesus Christ, what is that? What have we achieved here? A maneuvering node here. Next to Moho. I see, we're trying to circularize around Moho. So maybe we won't succeed. Maybe this craft has failed. Hang on. So cancel that. That's our current path. So when is that exactly? That's 74 days from now. Okay. We're going to do a flyby on Moho. So what did I just do? Was that an inclination fix? It must have been. So hang on, if we add a new node a few minutes from now, select Moho. Okay. What if we get a bit closer? Does it make any sort of difference? Inclination fix, very cheap inclination fix. Come all the way down. Oopsie. Other way. So what have we got close? It has no atmosphere to speak of. I mean, even if we, yeah, even a flyby could be interesting. Right. And I wonder if we really will fail. I wonder if I can deploy a highly elliptical comsat. Hang on. What is that? That's 3 kilometers above the surface. That's going to be a bit ouchy. So don't do that. Okay. So coming in on this angle. So 418 kilometers above the surface of Moho, we're going to be screaming past. Okay. Then at the Perry. So let's go here. I've never seen Moho, so I'm quite interested. So, no, that's too circularized. What if we just went with a, you know, just a basic... Oh my god! Your gravity is minuscule. Wow. Okay. How much does that burn? 3,000. Okay. Yeah, we don't have the Delta V. And thank you, Dinkle. Yes, I did. Thank you very much, Dinkle. I really appreciate it. And thank you, Llama. Sorry, not Llama. Liam. Liam ILKTM. And Dried Rice. And Delta and Dino King and Wigo. Thank you, all of you. Thank you, guys. Am I excited for the match between... Oh! Yes, sorry. Tell me what happened. Who won? Or no, you said, am I excited for the match? So that means it hasn't happened yet. So all I know about the football thing is that they beat Mexico, didn't they? It's on Saturday. Okay. I'm not a football guy, as you can probably tell. So it's yes, sorry, no, I knew about this. So it's Norway, isn't it? Because we were joking about that earlier. So is Norway good at football? Yep. Currently, yeah. Oh, really? Both of you have one very good player. We'll just have them play. Everyone else leave. Have these two play. In fact, never mind the players. Have a knife fight. How's that? Which one's bigger? Who's taller? Thank you, Dried Rice. And you're very kind, Dried Rice. Thank you. Oh, the Norwegian's taller. Okay, never mind the knife fight. Okay. No, not at all, Silver. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm normal. I'm normal. I have the certificate to prove it. Hang on. Okay, so yeah, this isn't going to work. So we've discovered that this probe is not probey enough. Hang on. So do a flyby. Right. So what if, just saying, what if, right? What if we change, so 14, Delta V, what if we went up here, right? Oh, thank you, holy shit, Dried Rice, that's very, very kind of you. Thank you for your generosity, Dried Rice. Thank you. Very, very kind. In fact, I might be, sorry, hang on, I might be mistaken here, but as far as I know, so Twitch subscribe, so yeah, just like the gifted subscribers are the same as the regular ones, as far as I know. So you should still, guys, get access to the Discord, and therefore, as far as I know, still get access to voting for the next bullshittery. So thank you, Dried Rice. Oh no, now that I've said that, some people are going to stack the votes, aren't they? Quick, get these guys to vote for them. Cool, I will put the polls up soonish then. So if you've got a gift sub, yeah, well, the polls aren't there yet. You can vote for the next bullshittery. What are the options? Good question. I haven't thought of them yet. I'll come up with 5 or 6. Right. If you'll forgive me, my brain is a little bit... I don't want to think about work right now. Right. Sorry, what if we came in on a very high orbit? Okay. Well, it's not even it's not an orbit. What if we went here, add a maneuver, second maneuver, wait, maneuver 3? Oh. Yeah. Maneuver 1, maneuver 2. Where the hell is maneuver 2? Maneuver 1, there we go. Maneuver 2. Okay, then slow down. More. Whoops, too much. Whoops, too much. What is going on? Is it even having any effect? 900 Delta V. How much do we have? We have 1,500. Am I doing something wrong? What am I doing here? Hang on. Thank you, Bluebird. Thank you very much, Bluebird. Add maneuvering node. Second maneuvering node. Okay. It's working. We are fixing it. Keep going, keep going, keep going. There we go. Okay, stop. Okay, what's the absolute highest? Absolute highest. Didn't we just go over the O-berth effects, SJ? Yeah. You did, and it cost me still way too much, like 3,000 delta V, so presumably this isn't going to help at all. So, the answer is, no, 3,500. Okay, so I have no option that can save me. Unless I ditch the rover and just went with the relay sat. What do you think? How much does the rover have any fuel we can nick? Thank you, Evil Machine. Thank you, Space Toast. Thank you, Bluebird. And thank you again, Dried Rice. Okay, I think we might just have to ditch the probe and take all of its fuel. Well, it does have some spare fuel there, but that's for the landing. But there's not going to be a landing. Oh, look, holy shit. There's loads of fuel. Wait a minute, there's loads of fuel. Hang on. Terrier engine, liquid fuel engine. Of course, hang on. No, we might be okay. I disabled the fuel tanks because I didn't want to mix them up in the calculations for the journey. Okay, so what if cancel these maneuvers, right? Give me the fuel here. And the fuel here. And is this on staging? So that's that engine. That's that engine. Where is... What are you? Sorry. Terrier liquid fuel engine. But where's your staging? It is here. Okay. So total... So three... Oh, okay, we might have it. We might have it. Hang on. Disable the rover fuel. 3,397 delta V. Hang on. So I'm just trying to work this out. From here, from our inclination fix, Moho. Coming in low, so make the correction to come in low. Right. Other way. Right. Other way. Right, so we came in low on it. 22 kilometers above the surface. That is a bit low. Right. Maybe a little bit higher than that. Alright. Okay. So, how much... So I've got 3,300 delta V, not dipping into the rover. So add a maneuvering node just before the Perry. And then reduce our speed. Okay, to a high elliptical. We'll start there. I mean, high elliptical doesn't mean much for Moho, frankly. Okay. And that will cost me what? 2,800 delta V. So we can, at the very least, get a high altitude comsat. We probably can't land the rover. Let's give it a welly. We'll take them down to... Hang on, how much do I have? I've got 1,600 delta V. What do you mean, I do, to reduce the angle? You mean coming closer on the Perry? As in lower altitude? Okay. Right, so I need to make a note of this anyway. So, hang on. So coming in, so what was it? Coming in low, 2847. Well, what difference would that make, dude? What, at a higher inclination? Oh, do you mean for the do you mean for the polar comsat? Maybe you're right, actually. Come in higher? What, like 45 degrees? Well, hang on, does that make a major difference? Looks like we might need to burn more. Hang on. Yeah, that's even more expensive. No. Unless it's just is that only because I'm just higher in altitude? Yeah. No, it's still very expensive. I don't know why. I'm gonna level with you. I don't know why that's more expensive. Hang on. Come in equatorially again. Right. No, fuck me. Hang on. Stop it. Right. And then go high orbit, as high as we can. So sorry, to explain, yeah, so I'm trying to figure this out. So what I'm trying to do, folks, is I'm trying to... There's two parts of this probe. There's the landing part, which I don't think we're going to succeed with. But there's a high-altitude comms relay, which I'm hoping to deploy for future missions. It was meant to be, obviously, deployed for this one, but if we can only accomplish one objective, then fair dues. Hang on. At least it's given me data regarding, so higher, way higher. It's given me data regarding the, how much delta V will be needed to slow down. Okay, so 2,800. 46. Low altitude. Moho. Okay, let's just do it then. How long until we get the 17 days until we get to the maneuver? So quick save. Right, so warp to next maneuver. Let's just send it. Turn to face the maneuver. Alright. Have I tried making contact with the planet at a later point in its orbit when your speeds are more similar? That's a good point. I believe I just transferred on its transfer window. I'm going to be honest with you, this is the first time I've even seen Moho Zombie, so Alright. There we go. Warp to next maneuver. Okay. Thank you, Engine Kills. Thank you for saying so. Glad you liked it. Alright. And hi there, Butch. Yeah, just flying in Kerbal. Hang on. Right. There we go. Speed up time. So here we go. So that's our current path in orange. Right, here we go. Bring it up. Whoa, what the fuck? Some wobble there. What the fuck? What is going on? Oh, the gimbal set. We've got max gimbals. Jesus Christ. Hang on. There we go. Okay. Right. Confirm maneuver? So a burn here of 2,800 Delta V. Get us higher, please. As high as we can. It's going to cost me what? 2,700 Delta V. Okay. So at least we can get a high altitude comsat then. Alright. Shame we'll only have one. Yeah, by the looks of things, no lander. Holy shit, Moho, you look weird. Alright. So, 74 days. It is. Hang on. What's the next most recent maneuver? 17 days. Switch 2. Must be the other craft. Yeah. Okay, so. Put this on the alarm. There we go. Apply change. 74 days. Okay, so let's switch back to the other one. Right. And we'll, yeah, then calls for a very close flyby of Jewel. So back to the tracking station. Right. So sorry, another football question then, because I don't really know. So how many teams are left? Is this the semi-final? So is this the one before the final? The quarter-final. I see. So it goes quarter-final, then the semi-final, then the final-final. Okay. 8 teams are left. That's pretty good. That's not bad. England made it to the last 8. That's nothing to sneeze at. Right. Yeah, it's pretty good. Hang on. Wait, sorry, is France still in it? Silver Hive? Tell me France aren't still in there. Oh, fuck, I know, we gotta stay in then. Holy shit. We can't. We either go out at the same time as the French, or we stay in until we beat them. Alright. What am I doing? Go here, warp to next maneuver. Alright. Why don't I have control? No comnet. Signal being bounced through the relay. Oh, of course, because there's no... Yeah, it's fine. The next maneuvering node is down here, so let's warp to it. Alright. So here we go. So sorry, for those joining the stream, this is a tanker that's on its way to refuel a craft around Jupiter, Jewel. We're currently falling towards it. Of course, we're going to be flung way clear. It's going to grab us and fling us higher, well, out of orbit. So I'm hoping to slow down. Hang on. Slow down next to Jewel, to Jupiter, and enter a high elliptical orbit. Very slow elliptical orbit. Hang on. Cancel that. Warp here. So 4 days. We're picking up speed as we fall. So where is it? There it is. Oh, and there's the alarm date. Okay, so warp here. No, these are just the alarms for the maneuvers. It's fine. Thank you, Dried Rice, again. Thank you for doing that, Dried Rice. That's very kind of you, Dried Rice. Thank you. And thank you, The Real Yill. Thank you, The Real Yill. Thank you, guys. But thank you, Dried Rice. Thank you, Space Host and Evil Machine as well. Alright, here we go. Whee! Hello, Jewel. Speed up the time. Quick save it before we do. Alright. So, hello, Jewel. Hello, the gas giant. Right, how high are we right now? 2,356 kilometers. We're going to get as close as 332 kilometers. 10 minutes till the next maneuver. Whee! Ooh, pretty. There we go. Where are we? 373 kilometers from the surface, or the gassiness. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Pretty terrifying, but also pretty. Alright. Indeed, Fundin. Yes, indeed. Right. What's the thrust set to? Yeah, about half. It's fine. And get ready to begin maneuver. Beginning maneuver. Beginning burn. Bit of a gentle burn, but we'll do it. Are we past the Perry? Wait a minute, we're not past the Perry yet. Should be okay. We're not lowering too much. We should be fine. Alright. What music is this? Mystic Croc. Not sure what album. But I know that the next track, the next song is called Distance or Distances or something, so that'll probably narrow it down. I like to listen to it when I'm working. Alright. Lovely jubbly. Okay, so we're slowing down. There we go. It's going to be a very slow maneuver up there, though. Still, I wonder if that would let us... Wonderful! Okay, so a slow elliptical orbit. Right. Jesus Christ, 345 days all the way out there. That is a slow elliptical orbit. My God. And it's a death orbit as well, because... No, maybe not. I thought we were touching the atmosphere. I guess we're not. Okay, so... Keeping it as cheap as possible for the sake of the fuel delivery. That's pretty good. That's very good, in fact. Okay. Add a maneuver all the way up here, then. Select Lathe as my new target. With Lathe as my target... Can I get an intercept? Oh, I've almost got an interception there. Alright. Thank you, Raven Chef. Thank you for doing that, Raven Chef. Thank you. Right. So with Lathe as my target... If I were to pick up speed... What about when it's all the way over there? And... You're right, honey. Hey, gorgeous. You're right, my darling. Hi there, my parents beat me. Welcome indeed. Hi there in Bedfordshire. Bedfordshire, even. Yeah, sorry, for those who are not familiar, her name is Lulu. She is a 10-year-old Frenchie. She's all flour like she's dipped her face in flour. Yeah. Yeah, she's doing. Yeah, she's an old lady now. She gets lots of attention in her pram. Yeah. Right. Okay, 1 second. I'll give her some cuddles in a minute. It is getting on, actually. It's 20 to 11. Alright. So, hang on. Yeah, so from the top of the orbit here, can I get an intercept with Lathe? Right, there's Lathe. What if I do a little bit of a radial tweak? Would that help? Maybe, a little bit. Hang on. Come down a bit, maybe. there's an intercept with Lathe. Okay. Can we refine that intercept? Well, things get very... Hang on. You're right, sweetie. Dog. Alright. Okay, so there's a Lathe intercept. So... which side are we coming in on? And what side is our target orbiting on? Obviously we want to go the same way. Hang on, where is Lathe? She's over there. Our target is currently orbiting... strange, I cannot see it. Oh, space planes are disabled. The shuttlecock. Currently currently orbiting in a counterclockwise direction. Okay? So, that's us. We want to come in this way, don't we? Ooh, it's going to be very tricky. Or maybe not that tricky. Alright. We'll do an inclination fix halfway down. Alright. Very cheap, but obviously very slow. 338 days to ease our way all the way up there. We'll have to switch over to the Moho probe and probably leave it there for the evening when we do. Okay, we'll do a flyby Moho and see what we can get away with, eh? Right, so quick save it there. Put down an alarm. Just trying to juggle two missions at once. Right, then snap back to the Moho probe. Hang on. Alright. Not really, Rachel, no. When it comes to time passing. Plenty, yeah, loads of time can pass. It doesn't really make much of a difference. Alright. So back to the Moho probe. Sorry, is it Rachel? Isn't it Rachel? Sorry, where's my pen? R-A-C... No, I suppose you're right. Sorry, my bad. Okay. No, now I'm not so sure, Silver. Alright. Okay, so... Moho. Right, so select Moho. Why can't I select it? Time compression, maybe? Should be fine. Right, so we are about to do our first ever visit of Moho. I've never seen Moho before. This is literally the first time ever. So please turn me prograde. And then can I get an overview of the curb net? What's going on? There we go. What sort of curb nets do I have on this bird? Hang on. So here's a probe body. Curb net. I do have curb net. There we go. The sun. The surface of the sun is its only biome. Refresh. Yeah. Okay, so curb net. So this is basically a scanner. A scanner, you see. So hang on. So what else do I have? Fuel tank. There's another probe control unit. It's a remote guidance unit on the center. You also have access to curb net. So what's your field of view? You've got a wide field of view there. Okay. Looks like, yeah, hang on. But what about the biomes? What can you see? Display mode. Altitude, biome, altitude. And you? What can you do? You can do... altitude, biome. Okay, the same. Right. Alright, so... we do have a science... yeah, we've got science stuff that we can utilize and transmit. Alright. So yeah, just get a flyby of Moho then. A close flyby. Run some science. And transmit it. And then deploy yeah, deploy the satellites. Probably the best we're going to get away with. Thank you, Influence, and Devout Lima. So burn time of 5 minutes. Can I not speed that up? I can. Up the thrust. Burn time of 3 minutes. Obviously that engine's going to be weaker. Alright, so 9 days till the intercept. Quick save and let's go. So let's introduce ourselves to Moho, everyone. The in-game equivalent of Mercury. It looked a bit like cookie dough. Alright, hello, it's tiny. Hello, there you are. Entering its sphere of influence. There it is, we fall towards it. And then obviously we're going to scream past it in a minute unless we do a big burn. Alright, there we go. Bring me CurbNet, please. So CurbNet. There it is. Currently just a blip. Give me automatic refresh every 3.5 seconds. Fall towards it. Ah. Hello, Moho. Okay, so Moho. According to the scanner for CurbNet, I can see Western Lowlands, minor craters, Midlands, Highlands, Midlands. So these are the different biomes where you can get science if you can land there. Snow? Did you see snow? Cool. Sort by altitude, sea level. What have we got? We've got in the middle range, so 5.3 kilometers. The crater is about 1 kilometer, 700 meters above sea level. That's 160 meters above sea level. Big craters. Also, must be very inert. None of these craters have been, filled in. Lava, no magma activity. Okay. Cool. Okay. Oops, you know what I just realised? I don't have a high altitude comsat. This is it. So I hope we don't lose contact as we go around its dark side. Nope, there's a... What's that? Okay, hopefully we got contact with something over there. Don't know where it's going. It might be alright. I mean, we do have a massive relay on it, so... Okay, we've arrived. Okay. Get ready to initiate the burn. We hit the node. Probably best start the burn now, to be honest. Then again, what's the Perry? Perry's too low. Wait on purpose, maybe. Okay, get ready to initiate the burn, and here we go, slowing down. So, dumping all the fuel in these engines. Our Perry's dropping. Trying to burn off all this interplanetary speed. Right. Get ready to jettison and switch to the next engine, which is here. Okay. There we go. Is it empty? Oh, hang on. Don't burn those yet. Hit the staging. Staging, please. Where is it? Fuck. Does it disconnect? Shut down. Oh no. Is it going to just go boom? It's just going to go boom on me. It's fine. Fine by me. It's fine. Let it burn. Right. We're okay. We're fine. We're fine. Keep going. Keep going. Get me a high orbit. That's all I want. Get ready to dip into the next batch of fuel. A little bit more, please. We might actually have it. Okay, while we're down here, we do some science. Battery pack, solar. Pressure readings are obviously going to be 0 because we're in space. Temperature, log the temperature. Do we have a goo canister? Lights over here. What's that thing? There's a goo canister. Observe the mystery goo. In space near Moho. Keep that experiment. Run. Oh shit. Hang on. We're out. Okay. Space. So it's magnetic. So trace magnetic fields. Keep that experiment. We'll read it in a minute. Okay. Anything else? No. Okay, so we need the fuel. Yeah, so don't dump the satellite. Just give it fuel from the rover. Okay? Little bit. And stop. Okay. Cut to maneuver. Right, so the rover isn't landing, unfortunately. It looks like it's just going to stay there forever. Okay, we've got 1,269 Delta V. So what can we do? Yeah, get the satellite in high orbit. Okay. I wonder, is that enough to... Nah, it's not going to be enough to land the rover. Look, we're moving at 1,000. 1,000. There's no way we can land the rover with that. Especially with no atmosphere. No, just pick our battles. If I just go up here, how much Delta V would I need just to kick it higher? Like, for the sake of communication. Not much. Like, yeah, up here, maybe. Alright, so 84 Delta V. So, let's fly higher. So speed up. Whee, up we go. So we fly up high. Yeah, we can land it once. Let's do it for the fun. Yeah, for the lols. Okay, go up here. So, we're going to increase our speed. Just a little bit. And then we use all remaining fuel to see how low the rover can go. Okay. Right, here we go. Right, so that blue line, we're basically lifting it up above the surface for the sake of future communications. There we go. Right, then cut. Good enough. Confirm. Okay, so we have ourselves an orbital satellite. So objective 1 complete. So we have a relay. Extend the solar panels. Extend the solar panels. That's a backup comm relay in case the first one failed. Oops, that looks like I put 2 by mistake. Okay, so we have a satellite. No fuel left in that satellite. An engine plate. Okay. Well, there's not an engine under there, is there? What's under that engine plate? Oh, there is an engine under there. Of course, in case this needed to get down by itself. Oh, fuck it. No. Okay. So quick save it there, right? What if I transmit the rover's data now? So transmit the data. Obviously, not all the experiments will reset, but do it anyway. So transmit the data. Hang on. So here we go. So one experimental module will become inoperable if we do this. Begin transmission. Stand by. Whoops. Damn it. Ah, what have I done? Damn it, I've switched off the UI. How have I done that? I've hit a hotkey that I can't identify. There we go, it's back. Okay, so transmission sent. Electrical charge is good. Thank you, Ethnic. Thank you for doing that, Ethnic. And thank you, Schwartz, Flamin' Kaiser, Chef God, and Influence, and Devout Lima. Thank you, all of you. Okay. So, transmission sent. Now, what happens if
Thank you, Nad Naylor. This is never going to work. I know this is never going to work, but all the same, for the lols, detach the engine plate. Yes? Yes. There we go. Right, so this is now its own independent communications satellite, where it will now remain. There we go. So communications satellite to relay all signals to and from any missions down on Moho. Beep boop. Beep boop. Lovely, there we go. So, rename the vessel. So not Moho probe, it's now the relay probe. So it's the Moho Relay Sat. Thank you, mods. Right, leave that there. Then, this is the rover. I have 1,000 Delta V. We're never going to land on 1,000 Delta V. That is not happening. Okay. So a spark liquid fuel engine. A spark liquid fuel engine. Thank you, Pillar of Flesh. Alright. Landing gear down. It's never going to work. So, if anything, we're just going to have a big crash is what we're going to have. Alright. Add maneuver. Oh, nuts! Hang on. Where's its communications relay? It has a communications relay, right? Limited probe control. Oh, is it just in hibernation mode? Hibernation mode. There we go. I have control. Wonderful. Okay, so 15 minutes from now, begin deceleration. 60 Delta V. Down to the surface. Anywhere. Okay. Yeah, it's never going to work. Right. Okay, so give me... Oh my god. Oh my god, the rover is so primitive I have to fly it manually. Right, here we go. So you're about to watch a crash, everybody. Of that I have no doubts. Right, quick save. Warp to next maneuver. Alright. Umlaut says it's 31 degrees in my room. Fucking end me. Yeah. It's awful, isn't it? Here we go. That's not switched on. Which way are we steering here? There we go. Alright. What's my thrust to weight? 2.72 thrust to weight ratio. Okay. Liquid fuel, does that detach? It does detach. If we went with the Oscar Bs. Oh, Christ. This is never going to work. Alright then, okay. So. Jesus. We fall, confirm maneuver. Warp here. Here we go. Shitting hell, it's a full-on careen into it bullshit. Alright, okay, so for those joining the stream, this is our very first probe to Moho. Currently, how far from the surface? Falling very quickly. Stand by. Do I have probe control? I do. Turn me retrograde. Orbit, surface, 748. So I need to bleed off this speed. This will go over 1,000. Yeah, but we probably need like 2,000 to 3,000 Delta V to land safely. Well, yeah, it's gonna be an impact. Absolutely, no doubt. We fall. All right. And get ready to initiate the burn. Yeah, look at that. All that speed. We're never bleeding that off. Alright. Right, here we go. Initiating burn. Hello, Moho, for the first time. So look at that. So 1,000 speed we need to bleed off in 280 kilometers. And we only have 872 delta V. So, Oh, fuck. Thank you, Jamming with Jandalf. Lower the power of the engine? Nah, what, come in lighter? It's too late now. Look, we're already on a... We're doomed if we lower the power of the engine. Nah, we're fucked. We're cooked. A slower descent with more delta V. Alright. Maybe if I hit the brakes on. That'll help, surely. Alright. Shit! Ah, look at Moho. Look at Mercury. Shit! Shit! Evasive maneuvers! Evasive maneuvers! Ah! Probe destroyed. Okay. So, at least... Well, okay, so mission... Yeah, objective 1 accomplished. We have a comsat. Oh, look at that. Is that a wheel? Oh, no, look at this. It's something on the surface to investigate. It's a magma. Okay, so objective 1 complete. There we go. Back to the tracking station. We've visited Moho. I have some numbers on the delta V requirements to slow down, so the next probe that I send will have corrections and hopefully be better. And of course that will work our way towards a manned mission once I have the correct numbers. Cool. And obviously for the next mission, we won't have to send a combined satellite because we now have the Moho Com relay, which is sitting there quietly communicating with any future probes. Right. So thank you for watching, folks. I'm going to leave it there this evening. Hang on. So I need to get the polls up for the next bullshittery, so please bear with me there. If you're a Twitch subscriber, as of this evening, thank you indeed. Below is a Discord group, and it's just like the Patreon page, but for Twitch subscribers. So I'll post up the poll to Patreon for the next bullshittery, and then I'll copy and paste it there for you. So when it goes up, vote for what you want, and I'll see if I can do it for you. Thank you, Wargo, and thank you, Jamming. Right. Let me have a look and see if anyone's playing anything fun. Hang on. Yeah, I need to update my notes before I close the stream. Right. Okay, no one who I'm currently following is live, so I'll just have to love you and leave you then. So, thank you again for watching, unless anyone's doing Kerbal. Hang on. Yeah, there's quite a few people playing Kerbal. Shall I leave you in someone's company doing Kerbal? Hang on.
Are they just kind of weird looking?
This guy's English. Hang on, I'll leave you in this guy's company. Right, so here's somebody playing Kerbal. Thank you very much for watching. Have a lovely, lovely evening.